recent study conducted by various civil societies that engage in programs on HIV and AIDS indicates that the rate of HIV infection among the middle class is on the increase, while the infection rate for the lower class is on a downward trend. Now, besides this, campaigns like condom use and voluntary male circumcision have tremendously helped reduce the rate of infection. But in Luo Nyanza, where traditionally male circumcision has not been a norm, the population there is slowly embracing this practice.
The fight against HIV and AIDS and other sexually transmitted diseases has been going on in the country since the first case of the deadly virus was reported in Kenya in 1984. One of the more recent campaigns against AIDS has been the voluntary medical male circumcision exercise that was rolled out in the vast Nyanza region by the government in conjunction with other donor agencies. But the major challenge that the initiative is facing is that younger generations seem to be embracing the exercise more than the targeted vulnerable group.
In BMMC, it helps in reducing the chances of acquiring HIV by 60%.
Dr. Paul Oganga is a nurse by profession based in Sena, one of the small towns in Mfangano Island. Today, together with his support group, they are in Wakula on an outreach mission in the island. They move from town to town offering care, support, treatment services, HIV testing and counseling to communities around.
Tunafanya kwa community ni ku-identify wale wenye hawajawahi fanyiwa circumcision, kuwapatia health talks, alafu wakiwa convinced wanakuja hospitali tunawafanyia circumcision.
Lensa Atieno is a peer educator and a counselor. She counsels these young boys whose response to circumcision is better compared to that of older men. Incidences of resistance to the exercise by the older generation is common. This, in return, discourages the younger ones to be circumcised. Studies of human foreskin tissues have demonstrated that the foreskin is highly susceptible to the uptake of HIV and other sexually transmitted infections, particularly those that cause genital ulcers. They stated that the efficacy of male circumcision in reducing female-to-male HIV transmission has now been proved beyond reasonable doubt, and recommended that male circumcision should be considered as part of a comprehensive HIV prevention package. Sena is another town in Mfangano Island. Fishing is the main economic activity around here. We met fishermen preparing the nets. Elias Onyango is a fisherman, but today he is not going to go fishing as his boat needs some repairs. But he is not idle as he helps his colleagues before they depart to the lake. Despite his knowledge of the advantages of voluntary medical male circumcision, he, like many of the fishermen here, are not circumcised.
Hapo nyuma nilikuwa naogopa. Kwa maana nilikuwa nasikia kuna vitu zingine zinaweza letwa na hiyo mambo ya circumcision, lakini leo hii mimi nimeamua.
Circumcision is not the practice of these people in this region. So they have the fear of unknown. While in reality, those people who have come for circumcision and they have undergone the surgery.
According to Kenya Indicator Survey of 2007, 85% of Kenyan men reported being circumcised. Nyanza province had the lowest rate of 48.3%. That is to say that only 5 men in every 10 were circumcised.
Hata kama niko na uoga hiyo itapita tu.
A recent Kenyan AIDS indicative survey indicates that in spite of an aggressive campaign to have male circumcision as a strategy to reduce new infections in Nyanza, the prevalence rate is still high. The 2012 survey shows that male circumcision among men aged 15 to 64 years in Nyanza increased by 18%. This represents a new 600,000 males from Nyanza joining the community of the circumcised. But confidence by most circumcised men who believe they cannot be infected by HIV remains a worrisome trend in the community. Stanley Mbichu reporting for KTN